Hey everybody, welcome to Grimsforge Gaming. Today I'm just going to give you a real quick update on my SteveRogers. This is going to be worthy, whatever number we're on at this point. I'll have to look and see. It's probably like worthy 7 or worthy 8. Anyways, let's jump in real quick and look at this. The build is still going to be the last Alien King, and we're running sword and board on SteveRogers because we're a thematic PvPer, okay? And our skills and abilities are going to be based around that too. The clip that you saw here at the beginning when SteveRogers first picks up Mjolnir, and he's shown that he's worthy. So we're thematically trying to find abilities and find stuff in the game that represents that fighting combat style that he had in the clip. So anyways, we are running 3 heavy right now, and then we're running 4 medium and Alien King with Swift on it, and then we're running infused on both of these, and we're running sharpened, and it's a maul, and then we're running reinforced with the shield, and back bar we're running defending and reinforced. And the stats on this look really good, minus the penetration, which hasn't actually seemed to be a problem yet, surprisingly. So, but our primary spammable is going to be Power Slam at almost 11,000 tooltip on it, and while slotted, blocking attack grants you resentment, which reduces the cost of your next Power Slam by 50%. This ability, the damage is considered bash damage. So, I don't know if you saw, but I was playing around with Deadlands Demolisher set, which increases your bash damage by a lot, and I had actually thrown jewelry on that increased my bash damage by a lot. And while I could get my tooltip on my Power Slam up pretty high, I think 18k, something like that, everything else was lacking when I did that. My recoveries, my heals, and everything. And so it was just too much of an investment coming off of weapon and spell damage to try and just solely focus on my bash damage. And so anyways, we moved off of that. We just threw the Alien King on here, and if you've run this before, reduce your damage taken by 15%, and a flat 15% damage mitigation is great, because if you get any, major protection or minor protection on any skills or abilities in the game, then you're starting to stack percentage-based mitigations, and so that's pretty nice. The weapon and spell damage is hard to beat, even if you had Clever Alchemist. You'd have to run 2 weapon damage sets to get 1,300 weapon and spell damage, and then the mag and stam recovery at 500. You would have to run a Wretched Vitality setup to get that kind of mag and stam recovery. So really, this is just kind of the play right now for SteveRogers. It's been working out really well. Let's buff up again here real quick. I do want to show you the recoveries. You can see that we're at mag recovery is going to be about 3k once you add our defensive rune and the recoveries on it. Stam recovery at 2200. We can fight a long time on SteveRogers, especially when you see the cadence of the fight and how we're doing it. And you'll just kind of see what we're talking about with cadence. Also, another thing I guess about this is we have a lot of random pieces on here that aren't reinforced, or sorry, aren't in pen. And so I need to get these things in pen, because right now you're just kind of getting blown up by anyone and everyone, because everyone's running assassination. You're silly if you aren't running assassination right now. There's just way too much stacked into the passives of it, plus Merciless being able to hit twice and all the cheese that's attached to running it. So that's why we're running it. Okay. Anyways, let's keep looking at this here. We're running shielded assault, a little bit of physical damage up front, and we get a little baby shield. Then we're running power slam. Then we're running merciless with almost a 20k tooltip on it, and we can hit that twice on people. We're much more single target oriented on SteveRogers right now, okay? And so these are seem to be working really well. And all I'll do is gap close to them, wind up a heavy attack right into a power slam. And the reason I'm winding up a heavy attack on my SteveRogers is actually going to be because of this passive right here. Activating an ability with the cast or channel time will, while in combat, causes you to automatically block all attacks at no cost for 2 seconds every 15 seconds. Heavy attacks are doing this for me. Heavy attacks are doing the light weaver thing. So I'll just be channeling a heavy attack, and I'm also blocking while I'm doing that. And so that ended up being pretty cool. Let's buff up again, and we'll keep looking at this. We're running streak right now for more mobility, and also we can stun a whole bunch of people that are in a single line. If we weren't fighting outnumbered and we were more one-on-one, this is all the stun you'll need, and then you can run ball of lightning for this, and you know, then you'll be able to take less damage when kiting large groups. But right now I'd rather stun the large groups and then drop a Dawnbreaker on them. That seems to be much more fun. And our Dawnbreaker has almost 17k tooltip, and then another 20k over 6 seconds. We got a burst heal here for 15k, and another 6 coming every 10 seconds. Major vitality on the bottom, and then 24k overtime on our resolving vigor. We've got a hot here as well, and a cleanse, and then we've got this rune with a hot, our defensive rune, and it's got the 500 mag recovery basically coming in every 2 seconds. And so the mag recovery attached to this does not show up in my recoveries, so there's that. Another thing too, if I'm being targeted really heavily, I'll use spell wall, and a lot of the ranged people will nuke themselves when you're jumping into that group that has 5 Nightblades all with mercilesses ready to go, and they miss the fact that you have spell wall up. They will nuke themselves, and you will laugh all the way to the bank. And so spell wall's definitely the play when fighting outnumbered right now, because everyone and their grandmother and their neighbors is running merciless. Okay, and you can shoot it twice. So come on. All right. So that's my update to that. My SteveRogers and the gameplay and stuff like that. We're running the Atronach because mag recovery is very important on him. A lot of his abilities are mag, and we're running Smoke Bear Haunch. This is the play for sure. A couple things. If you want to come off the extra mag recovery, I don't think you do, because without this level 3k mag recovery, you won't be able to heal yourself, you won't be able to put your runes down and things like that and cleanse stuff. This keeps you in the fight. But if you want to come off this and go into the lover and get more penetration, then you do you. That's an extra 5k pen there. Another thing too, if you want to be more thematic with this and you want to run the shield throw, I would switch this out maybe. That's my burst heal. Maybe not, I don't know. I don't really want to switch any of these out, and I don't think that shield throw is necessarily a spammable. But you know, I think you can get this up to like 8k, 7k. You know, if you attach damage, just a single target damage to it. Not really worth running as a. Not really worth running as a spammable. It's not a spammable at 3k per, and this one being 2100, and then the cost is cut in half. Also, just because of the current setup, our Templar abilities are in this line. You could run, if you don't like this, if you don't like the power slam, it's just very SteveRogers slamming people with the shield. But if you wanted to run concealed weapon, you absolutely could. Or run the other morph of it, surprise attack, so you get the guaranteed crit every 4 seconds or whatever. And it's a stamina based, so you have some flexibility on as far as your spammable goes. Okay, So, yeah, some people are going to look at this and say you don't have any major or minor breach, and you know, I don't see this being successful or whatever. It's successful up to intermediate to advanced. It's not going to be able to beat your top 30 or 40% PvPers that know what they're doing. It will stalemate them, and they can apply some pressure. You're able to clear your dots, and you have a bunch of heals on this thing, and you have a bunch of sustain on this thing, and so you can stay in fights a long time. But this rotation offensively is not going to surprise anybody when you're, you know, stunning them every 7 seconds with the shield assault, and then going into the power slam and waiting for the mercilesses to be, you know, to go off. And so you'll run into some intermediate to advanced players that will just stalemate you, and that's fine. You know, that's what you know, SteveRogers is meant to do this all day. But if you run into intermediate to beginner groups or beginner to intermediate groups, you can jump in those groups and actually cause a lot of havoc because of the amount of self-heals and cleanses that you have on this. You will surprise yourself. I was running with a buddy named Rotten, and Rotten and I jumped into a group. Actually, I'll just put the clip here at the end of this, but we jumped into a group, and at one point Rotten was like, yeah, you're pretty damn tanky on SteveRogers, and so he is really tanky, and you'll also surprise the people with that shield bash. Okay, power slam. All right, that's my update. This is Worthy, whatever, and this is how we're going to play SteveRogers for right now. I would probably, for sure, no probably about it, get impen on everything. Not that it's really going to matter in this meta because, damn, the game's broken. All right, that's all I got. Bye. Oh, that's not all I got. Let's go over here real quick to the table. Where is it? Right here, right here, right here. How did we make SteveRogers look like SteveRogers? So first you got to get your hair done, and if your hair is done, then the outfit just looks like this. As soon as you get your hair and your face like this, then boom, this does that. Okay, not really. Assassin's League arm crops, kind of looks like the Stars and Stripes. I like it a lot. Mercenary bracers. This looks like the gloves that SteveRogers was wearing in in-game or whatever, that actually I think morphed into the shield. Something like that. Anyways, he was running around with some bracers that looked very similar to this, and I was like, there we go. And then the Thieves Guild, yeah, we're running with that. And then this is the Outlaw Jack, and so this looks like the Avengers Outlaw, SteveRogers, you know, Avengers look. I thought we did good with that. Legion Zero belt for Avengers, and then Trinamax boots. I thought these boots actually went very well with the SteveRogers. And then Mjolnir as the Ancestral Nord mace. That is Mjolnir. They did a really good job with that, I thought. And then the shield needed to be a round shield that had circles on it with something in the middle, and so we were able to get a circle with something in the middle. And the blue that we're using is the Indoril blue, and the red we're using is the Fire Drake red, and the white is the Marble white. So this has ended up being my SteveRogers. I love him. Okay, bye.
Crimson.
Got one?
Maybe I should just throw on Titan Door. I got one really low. I got a DB coming in. Blast Bones. Oh, he's so bad, Blast Bones.
got one following you, and I'm trying to...
Y'all on him? Pin off. I'm just gonna save our claws and hope for the best. Oh wait! Okay. Now I'm gonna save our claws. Seen an opportunity. We had him. We had Pony.
Yeah.
Oh shit, give me that mob also. I'm honestly surprised I haven't queued out.
Oh, yeah,
oh
mobs.
no, there's mobs.
Yep, stay away. They were just biding their time, waiting for it to... kill it?
That Colossus would work.
Yeah. This Nightblade over here.